Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. I have the flu. It's not COVID, but I have the flu. I have the sore throat, the scratchy eyes, the whole sinus thing, and it's really not fun at all. It is really not fun at all. But as the first rule of show business is, the show must go on. So I have to keep doing the vlogs. It's just something inside of me. So anyway, I guess it was a few weeks ago. My sister and I were in Ocala, and I had heard about this little comic book shop, and so I had a question or two about some old comic books, and so stopped by, and the gentleman there, Austin, was very helpful, and I didn't buy any comic books. I didn't buy any action figures. And I just asked the gentleman, young man, some questions. And he was so helpful and very helpful. And I learned, I only talked to him for about maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes. But I had learned some things that, well, like each point in terms of like the value of a comic book and grading a comic book and that kind of thing, and but to tie things together, if that makes sense, like point A, point B, point C, in terms of grading and value, and the relationship of there's a book that they publish every year for the market value of specific comic books. It lists every comic book that was ever published. So your font is like this microscopic font in every comic book ever published. So and obviously it gets thicker every year. But there's a relationship between what that book assesses the value, and it's usually pretty much spot on. But then there's this kind of a conflict, say like in the last 2 weeks, maybe the last 2 weeks or within 2 to 4, the last 2 to 4 weeks, how much did that comic book sell, or was in auctions, internet auctions, how much did it sell for? And there's that conflict, and usually that conflict can be a significant amount of money. It's like the price of gasoline now. Maybe people don't have the ready cash that they had 2 years ago. Maybe now their mad money that they were buying old comic books with is now going to the gas tank. So I want to give this comic book shop a shout out, because the fellow there who owns it, Austin, was very helpful. I learned some new things about comic book grading and comic book value. So I wanted to share. I'm going to show the business card right now. So YouTube friends, the comic book shop that I'm talking about in Ocala is called Vibranium Comics, and they have comic books, cards, games, and more. And they did have some action figures there. Their website is vibraniumcomics.com. Facebook is Vibranium Comics on Facebook. They buy comics. Let me get the printing here. Austin Berger is the owner. And it's at 2801 Southwest 20th Street, unit number 201, Ocala, Florida. I'll give you their number here, 352-237-9049. So, yeah, it's, you know, if you're in middle central Florida, and even if you're in the villages, you know, it's worth a trip over there. They're very friendly, very nice people, very helpful. And it's a cozy little comic book shop. Vibranium Comics. So I'm not getting any money for doing this shout out for Vibranium comic books, comic book store. But you know, I was very impressed how helpful they were. You know, I've noticed lately in the past year, rudeness is at an all-time high. People are rude in the grocery store. You know, the convenience store, say there's a line of 4 or 5 people, and there's a fellow up front who, you know, he's cashing in a lottery ticket or something, and everybody's all huffing and puffing and all uptight. And so, you know, when I find people who have a friendly spirit, a helpful spirit, they're just genuinely there to, you know, you can sense that, you know, they care about people. And what I liked about Vibranium Comics is, you know, I had asked Austin some questions, and he didn't try to sell me comic books. You know, he didn't try to sell me, try to convince me to buy some action figures. We talked for maybe 5-10 minutes, and I had very specific questions on comic book grading, comic book values. He was very helpful. So I said, you know, I'm thinking, why not? You know, why not just say thank you to him on my YouTube vlog? Why not? So this is a short and sweet vlog. And if you live in the villages, or if you're in that mid Central Florida area, it's worth the trip to this a very cozy comic book shop, very well organized. You know, you got your Marvels and your DCs and your Gold Keys and your Dells, and your what is it, Dark Horse, and you know, some of the other mid publishers, other than, you know, the giants DC and Marvel, Valiant, and a few of the others, and the boxes are in alphabetical order. You know, say like Batman, and then the Batmans are all in numerical order. Then you got Detective Comics that has Batman in them, that features Batman, and then they're in numerical order. So it's kind of neat. You know, everything's very well organized. It's clean, real cozy feeling. So, and I was really impressed that I came into the store, had some questions, and Austin didn't have an attitude. He didn't give me, blah 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 blah. Friendly spirit. So, kudos to that. This flu is no fun. This flu is no fun. I'll tell you, it's no fun. So I'm going to close. So short and sweet vlog. So stay happy, stay positive, and do your best to stay healthy. This is Richard Mabey signing off.